Water economics. Water is one of the most important compounds on Earth. Our planet would not be able to function without the existence of water on its surface. This graph shows the distribution of the surface of the Earth. Almost 75% of our planet is covered in salt water or fresh water. Another thing to notice is the massive difference in freshwater and farmable land. Looking deeper into the numbers, you can see that only 3% of the water on Earth is freshwater. However, over 99% of this freshwater is groundwater or water that is frozen in glaciers. This means that human and animal life are left with less than 0.01% of all the water on Earth. The water cycle. Many of us have been taught this representation of the water cycle, where water is evaporated by the sun, then falls back on land as rain, just to collect and evaporate again. When considering irrigation and man-made water treatment, though, this image seems to be somewhat oversimplified. Urbanization and industrialization have led to changes in the natural flow of the water cycle. Dams, water treatment centers, and irrigation systems have led to a more efficient use of our resources. Urbanization has had negative effects on the environment as well. Communities are built using a lot of concrete and other impervious layers that cover the ground. This development has caused an increase in runoff and therefore high amounts of pollution. This graphic shows the total effect of many different ways our society pollutes the environment. Many people are aware of pollution from car exhaust and industrial waste, but some lesser known threats to the environment are airplane exhaust, runoff from organic matter and sewage, and chemical dumping. Water distribution. Surface water from rivers and canals collect in a lake or a reservoir and are transported to a treatment center. Here, the water goes through different processes like filtration and disinfection. The purified water is then taken to a storage reservoir to be distributed to the public when needed. In suburban areas, water towers are placed on mountains and use the force of gravity to transport water. Rural and agricultural areas use wells to bring up water from beneath the surface. This is your typical home plumbing system. Supply pipes bring the water through a meter and several valves which control where the water goes. The valves lead to all water-based appliances where the water is used and turned into waste. The waste is then carried to the sewage system where it is either treated in a septic tank or flows to the main sewage line. The future of water. It is important for society to understand the repercussions of wasting water and not taking care of our environment. Look at this graph outlining the shortage of water resources. The red line represents the average amount of water a person uses, while the blue line represents our average available water for any person. The red line is rising because of the increase in demand for water in people's daily lives, while the blue line is decreasing due to a rapid increase in population, causing resources to be more widely distributed. Also notice how the blue line gets more unpredictable and fluctuates up and down more. This shows how dramatic the change between drought seasons has been, causing us to misjudge our supply and incorrectly plan for the future. We should not take water for granted. It is an essential supplement of life that runs through our bodies, pipes, and oceans. We would not be where we are today without our development in water systems and treatment. Here are my references.